Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I usually make content around travel, shopping, lifestyle, a bit of my recipes, etc., a little bit of my new puppy, my dog called Chiggles. And I have been meaning to change the direction slightly of my content because the kind of content I've been doing, I just wanted to create content that holds more meaning to me at a deeper level. So yeah, this is going to be a longish video and I'm going to sip my coffee. You can maybe get yours, and I really hope that whatever I'm speaking about resonates to some level. So I also don't want this video to really have a very strict flow. I just want to speak about my feelings to do with how content consumption in general has been, and the kind of content that I have been leaning towards in the last, I think, 1 or 2 years. To give you a slight background, I'm a marketing and branding professional myself, and I run an agency myself, so I've seen the back end of how things work with marketing campaigns, and I am also a content creator, so I do UGC. I work with a lot of brands in the beauty space and a lot of small homegrown brands in the clothing space, especially saris. If you follow me, then if you don't, then please go and follow me on Instagram. If you do, you would already know. And I think the last 1.5-2 years, I have been quite put off by content in general, and it could obviously be the fact that my algorithm is functioning in a manner which pushes me to continuously purchase things. And I have a feeling a lot of you would relate to this. And I do want to speak about the fact that there is a lot of pushing of purchase this 10-20 must-haves in the skincare space, the trends that are going on Instagram, and how they may not be very sustainable or very healthy for our psyche or even for the planet, and how that just kind of hasn't been sitting right with me. I open up my YouTube, I open up my Instagram, I usually consume an hour of content in the gym when I'm on the treadmill, and everything slowly became about purchasing a product, shoving a product into your face. And I completely understand the aspect where content creators are required to do that, because that is also how they pay their bills, and that includes me as well. But I wanted to talk about stuff that holds a slightly deeper meaning, and I just feel so done with Instagram, to be honest. I don't spend much time on Instagram apart from uploading my content, and I mean that's a boon actually, because I'm living more so in my real life versus my real life. And I also have a feeling that a huge aspect of that is the fact that Chiggles, I just said Chiggles and he entered like a boss. So yeah, we're going to have him in the background and chewing at his bone. But I was going to say that ever since he has entered my life, our lives, Sandeep and my life, I am in a different phase of my life. I don't have a lot of time to scroll Instagram or YouTube, and but whenever I do open my Instagram, I realize, you may have noticed, ever since he's come piche, I am continuously smiling. But yeah, I was saying that the moment I would open Instagram, the first 3 to 5 scrolls, and I think 2-3 उसमें से तो creators shoving products into your face ही होते हैं, और उसमें भी बीच में 2 या 3 ads आ जाती हैं. तो I think the entire culture of consumption and how many products we see, and the communication that we see of people telling us how we cannot do without those products is so damaging to our psyche, to our pockets, to our future, to the planet. And I wanted to make this content because, especially for the younger lot who do not understand the bigger picture, this can just be so unhealthy in terms of how you start to compare yourself to they're not even peers, they're actually strangers online. You don't know anything about their financial health, their lives, or anything about their lives, but we get into this toxic cycle of comparison. And another aspect I feel is that we're all losing our originality, you know. I I'm still very dicey if I'm going to upload this video or not, because I may get a lot of flack for it. And I do have a friend or two who are like, go for it. Upload whatever you feels authentic to you. So anyway, I'll take a call on that later. But what I was talking about is that it started, I think, with during the pandemic, with huge, massive, long 9-10 step skincare routines, the AM routine, the PM routine, the 10 products you can't do without, the 5 lip balms you can't live without. I mean, are you seeing the communication there? You very well can live without purchasing 10 lip balms, trust me on that. But yeah, and I also feel like whenever there is a trend, an ongoing trend, which pretty much changes, I would say, every 4 to 5 weeks on Instagram, you'll see that so many people are dressed the same way. They're carrying the same, they're wearing very similar jewelry. I actually got down to thinking about shooting this video because I noticed that everybody on my Instagram was wearing striped shirts, and there's nothing wrong about wearing striped shirts, obviously, but how can everybody be wearing pink and white striped shirts all at once? And that does in turn is that it makes you feel out of place or not enough if you don't have the same product at that given point of time. And then you go ahead and purchase a striped shirt, and it doesn't end there. So every few days the internet is telling you that you don't have something that you must have. So that part I find very, very problematic. Also, do bear in mind that, similar to myself, content creators are usually getting products sent by brands free of cost, and that is obviously to influence their audience. Influence is the right word, actually. And to me, that just feels like every person, and of course I'm talking about where I am right now, New Delhi or urban India, where everybody's walking around with the Cartier bracelet and gold accessories, the Korean earrings, the striped shirts, the baggy 90s jeans. What happened to originality? Like, I remember I used to wear a lot of kurtas and ethnic wear when I was in school, and a lot of people would mock me. They would call me Benji, or they would say stuff like, how archaic is she? We're all wearing Western wear and dresses while she's choosing to wear kurtas and silver jhumkas. And in the last many years, and in the Instagram era, it has been in or fancy to wear Indian wear, and then all of a sudden everybody is buying chikankari kurtas, which is amazing. Like, you of course should wear whatever you feel like wearing, but where exactly does the influencing bit, and I hate that word, because like even recently when I went to a cafe and somebody said, oh, you're an influencer, I said, no, I'm not an influencer. I don't want you to get influenced by anything or shove it down your throats. I am a content creator, and I was saying that, where does the concept of us being our own identity really go in all of that? Matcha is a new thing. Everybody on Instagram seems obsessed with matcha. I am a matcha lover myself, and I have so many friends sending me reels on Instagram that matcha tastes like ghas and that it's overhyped. But in my defense, I have been a matcha lover since 2012, I think, when I tasted it the first time in Thailand. But now all of a sudden, matcha is the hyped beverage. If you're not having an iced matcha, there is either something wrong with you or you're not keeping up with the trends. So you get what I mean? That is just so problematic. I think the list is very long, like of these trending products and of how you have to abide by the ongoing trends. And this is happening, mind you, at a very deep psychological level. You may not even realize how many things in the day you're purchasing, consuming, wearing, or absorbing in terms of content, and it plays with your psyche that you are driven to make those purchases, you're driven to change the way you dress, you're driven to drink or eat things that you don't even like. Boba tea obsession, the bubble tea, everybody is raving about it, everybody's apparently loving it. Everybody seems to be loving Korean food. Korean food is really nice. I mean, but I again don't understand how is everybody being pushed and pressurized into eating ramen. Like, I just don't get it. Not just people, everybody's houses are looking the same. Their kitchens are looking the same. Everything is so aesthetic. Aesthetic is not the problem, of course. Aesthetic in a very similar sort of a theme or aesthetic sense. Everybody's kitchen is spick and span, those organizational shorts or reels or videos where there are creators who are showcasing the organization of their kitchen, where all the masalas are not in old dessert jars, but in like very beautiful looking IKEA or whatever jars. Everybody's kitchen is spick and span and white, and I don't know, that kind of puts a lot of pressure on people in general. One almost starts to gaslight themselves into believing that they are not making it in life, or the stuff that they have in their homes doesn't all of a sudden hold the same kind of value, or they're not doing well in life. And frankly, I don't know how sustainable that is. I would want to talk more about this, and I'll probably make another video on the obsession with aesthetics, but let's just remember that we see a very, very small part of people's lives and homes on social media, and everybody's home and kitchen and their living room doesn't have to look white and beige and muted colors with sunlight filtering through and the most beautiful monstera plant. It's again like similar to ourselves. Our homes are also losing their identity, and that's something I'm also guilty of. I do have I am making a conscious decision to keep aspects of my home looking a little bit with elements that are there from my childhood, say patterns or paintings. They may not match the current aesthetic, but certain things like, Aztec print or certain stuff like Himachali handloom, I really like that. And I always wanted to have a home where there is Pahadi handloom, and I want that kind of a table runner. And yeah, like I don't want to put myself or on my home to have my home look like an editorial cover or a magazine, a home decor magazine, because that's not how real life is. Real life is messy, it's flawed, it's not always parallel lines and beautiful whites and beiges. It's becoming very poetic, but there are coffee stains, and I have a child in my house, so I think mothers would know where I'm coming from. Homes are messy and content creation can be difficult, but what I was really getting to is that I want to create content even though my home doesn't look beautifully clean. Like, I want to include the mess into it. I feel people would relate to it more because that is how real life is. And yeah, that's about it. I think that kind of content also puts the pressure off people to live this kind of a sterilized life. And there are the skincare empty bottle trends on reels, and I totally get it. Like, people creating content around skincare and beauty are required to make reels like that. And I too have been asked by brands to do that all the time, and that is something that wasn't really sitting right with me. I'm sorry, I'm going on sipping my coffee, and I have just bought this microphone, so the slurp may be quite magnified in the audio. Yeah, so I was saying that the 5 must-haves, the 20 things if you do not get, you're missing out on life. The fact that these are 10 empty bottles of a certain brand, of a certain product, and how I am going to convince you that you cannot live without these. This doesn't quite fit right. Everybody does not have the kind of interest, the kind of requirement, the kind of finances, the kind of background to be purchasing 10 products to just clean and moisturize your face at the end of each day. From the striped shirts to everybody wearing similar jeans, to the white sneakers, to the matcha everybody's drinking, to the now I think the pista dessert is the new trending thing. I can't remember what it's called, but and the stacks, the bracelets, the they look really pretty though. But the gold non-tarnished jewelry that you stack on your wrist, and the Stanley Cups. Everybody seems to have them. Everybody seems to be wanting to drink only out of that same cup. Like, that is a bit bizarre, and that's what I was saying about originality. I mean, there's nothing wrong about having that cup if it is helping you stay hydrated and is easy to travel around with, carry to the gym or wherever else. But how can everybody be getting attracted to the same cup? Like, that is my dog. What is he doing? I'm so sorry if you're getting distracted by that cuteness behind me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that my channel has a separate Chiggles fan base, and so I would wish for him to be in every frame of mine. And I think that list doesn't end there. The most outrageous one is the new labubus. I actually just googled yesterday. I've heard labubu so often in the last few days that I had to google it. And man, that doll or whatever that is, monkey doll alien, is ugly. And I don't know the history behind it. Maybe somebody in Hollywood or whoever, somebody in pop culture hung it somewhere, and now it's trending, and it's a multi-million-dollar market on its own. That is bizarre. Labubus look really ugly in my opinion. If you agree or disagree, do comment below. I think Chiggles is like mama पागल हो गई है, वो खुद से ही बातें करी जा रही है. He has slept off. He is so precious. Another thing is birkenstocks. Everybody is wearing them. I have never worn them. I have never owned them. So I don't know if the comfort is something that no other chappals can match. But that itself, it is bizarre that everybody seems to aspire to be able to invest. This is not what investment means. But invest in cartiers and birkenstocks. It is bizarre to me. Why is it that I am making this video now? Honestly, I didn't want to traipse into this territory of putting up content that may be slightly controversial, but there was also a very strong push. While I have been creating content, I started off content creation to do with clothing that small brands were running, and of course, when you have bills to pay and content creation very quickly can become unpaid labor, and it takes a lot of time. And of course, a part of my job is UGC, and because just like anybody else in capitalism, I also have bills to pay. But everything was losing purpose and meaning to do with my Instagram and my YouTube. The content that I put up about mountains, my life in the mountains, jiggles, my home, recipes, that holds meaning for me. And I've only done hauls of things that I really use day in and day out, and where I felt that I could give some kind of value to the audience. I would actually say my consumption is shockingly low. Like a friend, 2-3 friends had said that please, you don't say that you don't have, you don't purchase things and you don't consume. But I genuinely, because I'm in the space of content creation, brands send across products. So I have a lot of stuff at home, but I don't purchase things. Like I purchase very, very boring things like haldi, aloo, pyaz. I have clothes that I wear since I had them since like I think I was in class 5 or 6. Don't ask me how they fit still, because I have really like gone this way in terms of my weight. But I genuinely have jewelry and clothes since class 6, 7, since the time Sandeep and I started dating, when I was in class 10. So yeah, I'm not much of a consumer myself, and I'm not much of a purchaser. I see people going crazy or posting a lot of hauls and putting up a lot of content on the different kind of sales going on the different e-commerce websites. I just wanted you guys to know, before I go around influencing people to overconsume, I am actually I think it's a very millennial kid mindset, and also I have lived a life where, and I still do in parts, where money holds a lot of value. And I am of the mindset that I'm going to keep my money and safeguard it or invest it in a manner where I want to retire early, guys. Like I don't want to work for the decades to come. I actually started working very early in life owing to difficult circumstances, and I would love to retire early, so I am not going to be spending all my money on skincare, makeup, and that's just of course where I'm coming from. And all I wanted to basically say is that I was just done seeing videos of people like influencers pushing expensive products into your face, and it's a slightly difficult territory for me to make videos on, because I really don't know how this will pan out with my audience. And fortunately for me, I have a very small audience on YouTube, and I have the luxury to take risks and navigate. But I don't know, like a lot of, I mean, you can still expect to see some useful hauls on my channel, and I will carry on making. I do enjoy makeup, so to some degree. I don't know if I'm good at it or not, but I do enjoy it to some degree. So that stuff you'll obviously see on my YouTube channel still. But yes, you will also see a part of me making these videos on topics that hold a deeper meaning, stuff that I think about while I'm at the gym, washing the dishes, showering. Like I think a lot. I'm a thinker. So I think it'll be nice if I get to speak it out in a video, have a community with me that maybe relates to what I'm saying. And yeah, that's about it. I think I should end this video now. And if any of this relates to you, please do comment below and comment your thoughts. I would love to know what you feel about what's happening in the digital space right now. am a marketing person, so just like any marketing person, I'm going to give you a call to action at the end. Please do consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Instagram. I'm in general just more active on my Instagram stories. So I'll see you guys very soon, and I hope the audio was way more clear since I have purchased this. And thank you for watching. It means a lot to me.